Hello, yeah, I hear you.
Okay, welcome to our class.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to know something about you. How you learned something about the internet programming before?
Yeah, I've done a bit of internet programming. So I have used TypeScript. Uh, I've done a little application with backend and front end. So I've done a little of internet programming.
Okay, and you learned this like CS, HTML, and JavaScript before.
Yeah. I used Angular.
Oh, English, yes.
Yeah, with TypeScript and
Oh,
a little of PHP.
okay, I think you know a lot now. Anyway, we will go step by step together.
Okay.
Maybe you can help your classmate.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, good. Why you decide to be in ITC in Cambodia?
Uh, because in France you have to do what they say is a mobility, and you have to go on another country to
Mhm.
discover a new culture. And I decided to go to Cambodia because it's a country which I like to discover more.
You know Cambodia before?
No. I never exit from France before.
Ah, so maybe you can spend some time in our country.
Yeah, 5 months is.
Okay,
I think it's uh, it's good to discover a country.
okay, good. Okay, actually, I used to call the attendant before we start the class. Let me check your attendance first. Open net,
បាទលោកគ្រូ
សំលីហេ
បាទលោកគ្រូ
រៀងហេងសម្បត្តិ
បាទលោកគ្រូ
เป็นសុងហេង
Yes sir
ពីវកកដា
Yes sir yes
សំអឿនវិរៈដាន
បាទលោកគ្រូ
សុភាបរមី
ចាស់លោកគ្រូ
គេសោសារី
Yes sir
តាន់តិចសៀនតាំងគឹមហកពេងភូផនិតតៅគំហេង
ចាស់លោកគ្រូ
ហ៊ីឈិថៈហ៊ីការុ
Yes teacher
វែងពន្លឺ
Yes teacher
វេទវណ្ណី
បាទលោកគ្រូ
វឿនដាវី
បាទលោកគ្រូ
វួននិតមុនី
បាទលោកគ្រូ
យ៉ាន់កំហួយយ៉ាន់សវណ្ណវិជា
Yes teacher
គេយាងតារា
Yes sir
យិនឧត្តម
Yes teacher
យ៉ងសុកញ្ញា
Yes teacher
យ៉នស្រីម៉ៅ
លោកគ្រូ
យ៉នវណ្ណដាយូបូរ៉ាឈុនយ៉ងវិសាល
បាទលោកគ្រូ
យុសុភា
Yes teacher
សូពលត្រា
Yes, teacher.
how can I call you
Arthur. Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, I just want to remind something to everyone from the previous semester. After my correction of your result for the first semester, there's a lot of problems, especially for your copy. You try to copy each other for some problems. So I think it should not be happen anymore for this semester. So be careful to that. It's not my problem, but it will be a problem when you go to work in the company, or you continue your study. There will be a problem if you try to copy from each other without understanding the code. Exactly when I was studying, I tried to copy from internet as well, but make sure you understand everything that they wrote on the internet, and you copy it and you modify it as your own. Whoever asks you, you can answer for that. So being smart to copy something, even from the internet or from your friend, so it's okay, but be careful. When I check your submitted file, even the file name is the same. You have the same file name and you have the same code and you have almost everything the same. So, but not everyone, but most of you. So be careful for that. And also for the submission deadline, you have to be careful to that as well. Make sure you submit before the deadline. Don't try to submit your homework or your paper at the end of the semester. It's okay, I accept for this time, but I'm not sure that for in this semester I will accept again. Okay, from last semester, in the last semester, when you submit your homework, you try to submit through the GitHub. And I think it would be the problem if someone who try to check your source code and make a copy from maybe from you. I think it could be the problem sometimes. But you can make it as a private if you want. I know in the first semester maybe you have a lot of experience with GitHub, but I just want to introduce you to another kit. You can use the GitLab instead of GitHub. Maybe you know the GitHub before, it's okay, it's good. But when you go and you work in a company, some company they use like the GitLab to be the version control of the project. So you can create your account with your own account. You can register with any social media here or with the Google or the Bitbucket. Bitbucket also useful. Like in some company, they use Bitbucket as the task management, and they integrate it with the GitLab. So anyway, I recommend you try to use the GitLab to make sure that you learn something new. Okay. Here in the GitLab, as you can see, there are You can control your repository, you can control your project. It's the same as the GitHub. Example, I try to create a new project. Maybe you can create with a blank project and input your project name. And then after you create it, okay, I come back. When you create it, you get this project with an empty project. You can see some introduction for you to link between the server and your local machine. And you can push your project with the same command line as you did previously with the GitHub. Okay, and also you can find your brand here. Here's the main brand, and you can create another brand for different TP. Example, TP1, TP2, TP3, or something like that. So you can do it with the interface here. If you want to keep it private, and you just add me into your as a member of your project. With my email, and I can check your homework here. So it will be convenient if you don't want to share your source code with another. You can try with this. And also in the real production of the example, in the real production, the project development, when they try to develop the project, they usually have a lot of branches. Example, like this is my personal project, but as you can see, we have to control our project with different branches. Like one brand we use for we create it and we develop one feature, and another brand is controlled for another feature. It will be convenient when you try to work as a team. You have to work separately. When you try to work with another feature, you have to create another brand. So it will be hundreds and hundreds of branches that will be created. So I think it's a good example if you try to use the GitLab and work as a team. And it will be helpful for you when you go to the company. You already know how it works. Okay, this is just my recommendation. You can use or not. It's up to you. Okay. Also, you know the Git before?
Yeah, I've done some project with GitLab.
With GitLab and GitHub as well.
Never use GitHub, but it's quite the same, I think.
Yeah, it is. But I think basically a lot of companies they use GitLab.
Yeah. In France, we use just GitLab.
Okay, it's up to you. You can use which one you want, and you can share me your Git URL and submit it to the Microsoft team for your DB project. Okay. Okay. I think that's all I want to show you. Let's start our simple DB. Trong này toàn nhung giá dễ. Bạn sẽ đạp bế. Như vậy. Ok, đó này.
អត់អីទេច្រើន
អត់ទាន់អាចសួរខ្ញុំជាខ្មែរបានឬក៏យើងអាចទៅមើលវីដេអូខ្ញុំបរៀននៅក្រុមផ្សេងខ្ញុំនិយាយខ្មែរឬសួរហ្នឹងក៏បានអត់បញ្ហាខ្ញុំនិយាយទាំងពីរបាន តើណាបាក់ខ្ញុំបាក់បញ្យល់ពេកខ្ញុំបញ្យល់ជាខ្មែរឲ្យដែរ
អញ្ចឹងទេពក្រោយនេះយើង submit នៅក្នុង GitLab អត់ដល់ GitHub ទេ
អញ្ចឹងមួយណាក៏បានដែរតែខ្ញុំ recommend ឲ្យរៀនប្រើមុខរបស់ថ្មីមួយទៀតទៅពេលយើងអាច
ឈរសុំមួយនៅពេលដែលយើង upload នៅក្នុង brand ហើយបង្កើត brand ថ្មីប៉ុន្តែអា file ចាស់ហ្នឹងវា load ចូលទៅក្នុង brand ថ្មីអាហ្នឹងយើងធ្វើមិនវិញ
ដំបូងយើងបង្កើត brand មួយ MT brand តេមួយបង្កើត brand នឹងចោលមួយទៅដល់ពេលយើងបង្កើត brand មួយទៀតយើងបង្កើតចេញពីអា brand តេហ្នឹងមក MT brand ណាអញ្ចឹងអត់តគ្នាដោយសារតែរាល់ដងយើងបង្កើតតចេញពីអា brand ដែរយើងមានអីស្រាប់ហ្នឹងវាមកឲ្យជាប់ហើយ
លោកគ្រូឧទាហរណ៍មើលតិចលោកគ្រូ
Okay, I think some of you have problem with the submission with the Git, maybe GitHub, and now I try to make a demo for you for the GitLab. Okay, example. I have this brand.
ឆាប់ឃើញ share screen
Oh, sorry. Okay, ឡើយខ្ញុំចូលមក project របស់ខ្ញុំមានអីទេឧទាហរណ៍ខ្ញុំអត់ទាន់ធ្វើការលើ project វា MT វាអត់មានស្អីទេបង្កើតមកដំបូងវា MT មក Firstly, we have the MT project here or the MT branch. If you go to the branch list, you can see we have one branch with empty one. Don't do anything inside this branch. Make it as your empty branch, and you can, when you try to create another branch, just merge it. Just create your branch, your new branch from this main branch. Okay, you create branch ថ្មីដែលយកចេញពី main ហ្នឹងមកហើយ main ហ្នឹងយើងកុំ commit អីចូលទៅក្នុងហ្នឹងទុកវា empty ទៅ and then you try to create a new branch here. Maybe you can try your command line from your local computer, but better use the interface instead. Okay, like example, I want to create for TP1. Example here. You create from main brand, okay? And then you create it here. So now you have the second brand, TP1. Here, you can change or you can update anything. But there's nothing inside the main brand.
មិនអញ្ចឹងលោកគ្រូនៅពេលដែលខ្ញុំ upload តែ file ឧទាហរណ៍ថា file ហ្នឹងវានៅក្នុង app brand ឧទាហរណ៍នៅក្នុង TP មួយគ្នាអញ្ចឹងទៅប៉ុន្តែយើងចង់ upload folder មួយចូលទៅក្នុង TP 01ហ្នឹងប៉ុន្តែមាន file ផ្សេងនៅក្នុង main អញ្ចឹងហើយយើងអត់ចង់ accept ពួក file នៅក្នុង main ហ្នឹងចូលដែរ
Okay ខ្ញុំចិត្តដល់ហើយ Okay ឥឡូវខ្ញុំមិនមាន TP មួយមែនអត់ឥឡូវខ្ញុំធ្វើការឆែកថាយើង commit អីចេញពីក្នុងហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងយើងមិនធ្វើ TP របស់យើងមិនបង្កើត folder បង្កើតអីមែនអត់ថា exercise មួយអញ្ចឹងហើយខ្ញុំ commit មកមានខ្ញុំមានឆែក Okay, we have exercise 1 and example index.html here. Okay, so we have some change. Example, you have some commit to this branch. And now, okay, you just commit it anyway. Okay. Here, okay.ឥឡូវដូចមើលអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំបាន commit ដែរអានឹងដូចយើង commit នៅក្នុង command line អញ្ចឹងវាមាន now we have the folder and the file that we have been created and we already commit into this branch. Okay, and now we try to create another TP without something change inside the Taipei one. Okay. When you try to create another brand, you create a new brand, you create from the main brand, the empty brand, not the Taipei one. Okay. And then you just Taipei 2, something like that. I think I lost Taipei one. I don't know. Ah, I think I already merged Taipei one to the main brand. That is the problem. មិនខ្ញុំច្រឡំមើលតែ Taipei មួយចូលទៅក្នុងអានេះចឹងវាចូលទៅក្នុងអា main ទៅដល់ពេលដែលយើងមើលចេញពី main មកវាជាប់អាហ្នឹងមកវិញតែមែនទែនទៅឧទាហរណ៍ខ្ញុំ create MT ខ្ញុំអាច create តែធ្វើមិនចេះមិនចូលយក What can I do? Okay, I think it's to be helpful and help you to follow the process. Let's do it again. Simple. Okay, ឥឡូវយើងមាន main brand. Now we have empty brand again. I try to create a brand for the from the main brand. Example here. PP1, PP1. And when we make some change here, and we commit. Okay. When they ask you to merge to the main brand, but I think you don't need to merge to the main brand. Okay. I think if you merge to the main brand also change. There will be some change in the main brand. Okay. But let's check if there's something change in your brand. Okay, in the Taipei one, you see you have something change here. But in the main branch, there's nothing, okay? It's an empty branch. But when you want to create your another Taipei in another brand, you just create a new brand and create it from the main branch, which is the empty branch. You just tap like Taipei 2, okay? And you just create it. And when you commit, you just commit directly to the Taipei 2. And don't merge anything to the main branch. Just keep the main brand empty. So here you will see you have a new Taipei 2 with the empty. Okay. So just keep the main brand empty. And when you create a new brand, just create it from the main brand. Okay, នេះយើងតន់ខ្ញុំបញ្យល់ហើយខ្ញុំបញ្យល់ត្រូវហ៎ណានេះយើងដែលសួរមុនមិញ
បាទលោកគ្រូ
ហ្នឹងហើយ I hope you understand that.
If you use command, it's the same like GitHub. Vì thế biết đôi khi nó cũng GitHub à?
Yeah,
Nhưng
same.
mà chắc GitLab nó bị khó với GitHub mình tới.
Actually, the Git, it's kind of a concept that the GitHub or GitLab is kind of the platform that they try to implement the Git into their own website or their own server. We can build a server with the Git as well. We just install the package provided by the Git maybe organization. We can just get that and install it in our own server. Also, we can create our own version control, like the same as GitLab or GitHub. ចឹងអា Git ហ្នឹងវាដូចជាគេបង្កើតជា package ជាអីមួយចឹងសម្រាប់ឲ្យយើង control code របស់យើងហើយអា GitLab ហ្នឹងវាគ្រាន់តែប្រើ service អា Git ហ្នឹងនៅក្នុង website របស់វា platform របស់វាហើយអា GitLab ហ្នឹង GitHub ហ្នឹងក៏ដូចគ្នាដែរក៏ប្រើ service របស់ Git ដែរអញ្ចឹងវាប្រើដូចនេះអញ្ចឹង command វាក៏ដូចតែគ្នាដែរគ្រាន់តែ interface ស្អីរបស់វាគឺខុសគ្នាតោះនេះតោះខ្ញុំវាយក
That's fine.
Okay. Actually, I want to give you. I want to recommend you something. Okay. Do you know Source? You can use the tool to control your Git in your local machine. Maybe you can use Source 3. They will tell you everything. You can use it in cross platform, in Mac, in Windows, in Linux. It will be convenient for you. You don't need to remember any command line. That it would be difficult and take a lot of time for you to control your project. Okay? They will tell you exactly what line you change, or they will help you to control the project with the interface. I use these two. Okay, it's just my recommendation. And I just go straight to our Taipei, our exercise. Okay, just give me 1 minute.
Teacher, one last question related to submission of the TP. We just submit the link of the project of the TP. Not we don't need to screenshot, right, teacher?
Okay, related to the submission, I recommend you to do both. You should screenshot your project and also you submit the link of your Git. So it will be convenient for me to check your homework. Sometimes I don't want to run your whole project. I just take your screenshot, image screenshot, and review your source code. That's enough for me. Okay. Okay, now I think we don't have a lot of time. Let's move to our TP 7. And the topic is about the Node.js and TypeScript. I think it's the first time for you, for the Cambodian student. Anyway, we will go along together step by step. And you will get to know what is the Node.js and what is the TypeScript. I think in the course, I think maybe you are not going to study about the TypeScript, but I just want to introduce you the TypeScript that it's very useful one over the JavaScript. Even the syntax is similar to the JavaScript, but it's kind of very strict regarding to the data type or something. Okay. Okay. We have only 2 exercises. One you have to create such a simple Node.js project to handle the bookstore app. The bookstore app is maybe for the new student, maybe you can ask your classmate, or you can do it by yourself. We have this project in Taipei 5. So we will continue the project with Node.js. So before, when you try to access the page, you access with the local path, maybe with the /d, maybe Taipei and /index .html, something like that. So this is how you access your web page through the browser last time. But we will do something different. We will make it as the URL path in the browser, and you can access this page as well. Actually, in our project, we have two pages, the home page and another one, it was the detail page. So for the home page, you can access with the default URL here, that's a slash. And for the detail page, you can access with the /detail, something like that. It's up to you. But we have to build it with the Node.js. Okay? And I will guide you how to do that. And for the second exercise, maybe I want to explain Khmer a bit. អូខេគ្នាយើងលំហាត់របស់យើងទេពេលទី5ហ្នឹងយើងមិនមាន page យើងមើលទៅមានលំហាត់ big data អញ្ចឹងយើងយកវាមក apply ក្នុង Node.js មកយើងអាច access ដោយប្រើ URL home page យើង slash ប៉ុណ្ណឹងមក localhost port 3000មកយើង slash មកបាន home page អានេះក៏ slash detail មកយើងបាន detail page អញ្ចឹងយើងអាច switch ចូលឡើងយើងលេង access តាម path computer យើងទៀតហើយ try D អីទៀតហើយយើង access ដោយប្រើ URL. Okay, now we go to the second exercise. You can write such a TypeScript library for the Khmer.tham. That is the library to support the that term in Cambodian language. For example, you create such this class Khmer.dat like this, and you create it in the TypeScript. Okay, remember you create it in the TypeScript as a library. Most of the library in the Node module are created with the TypeScript. Okay, and then you can use your library, and then you just input your that term, and you can compare now the current that term with the input one, and to check whether how long it has been. Okay, example, maybe it less than 1 minute, you just show it just now, and it less than 1 hour, just show it with the minutes, and less than 24 hours, just show it with the hours or something like that. With the following recommendation. But I think for author, if I think you don't know how to do it in our language.
No.
It's okay. I give you the option. You can do it in English. Okay. Okay, you can do it in English, but you have to follow the condition here.
Okay.
And for our student in Cambodia, it's okay. They can understand that. Maybe also you can do it in French if you want.
Okay.
And I think it's French and English is in the same. Maybe the number is the same. But in Cambodia they have different numbers. So for Cambodian student, you have to convert all the number into our number, Khmer number. So we have converted to Khmer number. So we have example like you have maybe 2 minutes ago or 3 hours ago or something like that. So that is more challenging. But also, if you want to do it in our language, you can, if you want, in case if you want, if you are interested, you can ask me, I can guide you to do this. But if you don't want, it's okay, you can do it in English or in French. Up to you.
Okay.
Okay, this is our, we have only two exercises. I just want you to know what is the Node.js and the TypeScript, and maybe the next day we will get, we may get start with some framework like Vue.js or something like that. Okay, let me go to explain something about the Node.js and the TypeScript. Maybe some of you already know. Node.js is an open source and it's a cross-platform. Cross-platform, it means you can install your Node.js with any platform like Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Unix, or mobile platforms. And it uses the JavaScript runtime environment to run like an engine in your computer based on the JavaScript language. And before, I can say before, the JavaScript only used in the browser. Maybe you want to apply the animation, you want to apply the scaling animation or something like that, or fading animation inside your browser, you have to use the JavaScript. And you cannot use JavaScript anywhere outside the world. But now everything changed because they have the Node.js. The Node.js is kind of the architecture that will help you to compile your JavaScript inside cross-platform. Okay, the concept is that here's your application, maybe your app application, desktop application, or the mobile application, and they will process with the JavaScript language through the JavaScript engine, version 8, and they will go through your operating system, and all of the events that they request to your machine, to your computer, to your hardware, they will request as the queue event, and they will work as the loop. They will go as synchronously, one by one, and they have the callback function. Whatever you request, they will have the return for you. So every event and every request, they can access to the core component of your computer. Example, like every devices, they have the file system, they have the network, and they have the process. Example, like you have the exit process, you have when you open your app and when you close your app and when you suspend your app. All of this event will be handled to your application. And also when you have the internet connected and when you have the internet disconnected and when you are in online or offline or you want to access your file system or anything, all of these events are accessible by the application. So not only in the computer platform or the browser platform, but in any platform that support the Node.js. Maybe in the mobile, in the desktop, iOS, Mac, Windows, or something like that. So that's why the Node.js become very popular for a lot of frameworks. So there are so many frameworks, even for the web application, for any other, even for the mobile. You can use the Node.js to build the mobile app for iOS and Android. Example, you can use the React Native. You can build, you know the Node.js and you just try to understand the framework, React Native, and you can build the mobile app, okay, easily. So this is the concept. That's why the Node.js very powerful. And also there are some important thing about the Node.js. It is asynchronous and non-blocking thread execution. Okay, and event driven, like I explained, it's working as the event. And it is the cross-platform capability. you cannot, you can, maybe a lot of frameworks support like the build from the, how can I say, you just follow the concept of the web application, and they can compile the source code to the desktop application for Windows, Linux, or Mac, something like that. Okay. And now let's go to the TypeScript. Actually, for TypeScript, like I mentioned before, in the course, you will, I think maybe our course is not included the TypeScript. Anyway, I just try to pick it up and to let you know, and you can take your time to study by yourself. Okay. ឥឡូវយើងរៀន TypeScript ទាំងអស់គ្នាប្រហែលជាម៉ោងគួរយើងអត់មានតើតើនឹង TypeScript ហ្នឹងឯងប៉ុន្តែមកនិយាយគ្នាយើងត្រូវដឹងដោយសារវារឿងសំខាន់តែបើសិនជាម៉ោងគួរមានក៏ល្អដែរ Okay, now let's go to the TypeScript. I will explain as much as I can. Okay, basically the TypeScript is very similar to the JavaScript, but something different is mostly it's about the types. It's about the data type. Okay, example, when you declare a variable, you have to define the data type as a string, and this one is the default value. Example, you can do it like this, the same way you can do it as the JavaScript like this, but they will assign you with a specific data type. But if you decide to create your variable with a string like this, they know that A is a string. But in case if you maybe you declare the variable like constant, okay, constant A like this, and you don't specify any data type, they will consider as any. So it could be any. So in TypeScript they have the data type called any, and any it means anything. Okay. So anyway, to follow the TypeScript rule, TypeScript is built on the top of JavaScript. It's built by the Microsoft team. Yes, and it's a bit more powerful than JavaScript if we compare to the freedom of the JavaScript. Okay. So the TypeScript is not too free. You can, like in JavaScript, you can assign any value to any variable you declare. But in TypeScript, if you specify the data type to a variable, you cannot assign different TypeScript into that variable anymore. Okay. Example, you have the string and you assign the string. You must to assign the string. And if you declare with the number, you must assign the number. The Boolean, you must assign the Boolean. Okay. In order to declare the array, you have two different ways. This way, you have the number with the bracket like this. Okay. And here you can assign the default value. It's okay because all of the value must be the number because you declare your variable the data type as a number. So all of the item must be the number. Here also the same. You declare as the array, and all the value must be the number. So it's similar thing. Here the value is the string, so it must be the string. And here is the object. If you assign its object type inside of the object, it could be many or it could be different property. It can be dynamic property, but it's a better declaration, a better solution. You can define with your object type like this with the ID number like this, and you can assign number with number 1. If you assign something else like another property, it will be some error. But in this case, if you apply just the object like this. Okay, you can apply any object into your variable. Okay, this one is the now top, and this one is the tab. The tab is one tab in the tab script. Okay. Tab is one that tab in the tab script. So the tab here, we declare the variable called expected input. The expected input is assigned to accept number 1, number 2, or number 3. So beside number 1, number 2, and number 3, you cannot put something else. It will cause the error. Example, inside this function, we have the input tab, expected input here. So they can accept only 3 possible input. Okay, number 1, number 2, number 3. Here, when you assign something into your function like 0, so we don't have 0 here, so they will cause the problem. Okay, the problem occur here. So if you put the number 1, it's okay because they can accept the number 1. Or if you put the number 2, it's okay. So this is the concept of tab, okay, in the tab script. Okay, example, if you assign the string into this variable with the data type string, you must assign the string, and if you assign the integer, it will be error. Okay, now let's move to any or unknown. Actually, it's very similar concept. Unknown is about, yeah, it's like the data type is unknown. So you can input anything into this, maybe you can input anything into this input. It doesn't matter if you put a string, it doesn't matter if you put the array or the integer, something like that. But inside your function, you have to check another condition to check your the input, whether it is string or it is the array. Something here. If it is string, you do something like this. If it is array, you do something like this. And this is the return for something else. Okay. And another one, this one is any. Any is the same, almost similar to the unknown. Actually, be honest, I cannot distinguish the difference between unknown and any. I cannot find the different example for you. But actually, it's different, but it follow almost exactly the same concept. Maybe you can find the distinguish between these two data types somewhere, but basically it's almost the same. It's the same thing. You can use any data type as an input because they already defined as any. Even if it is a string, you check it as a string, and if it is the array, you can check it as the array. As you can see, if they put as an integer inside of this, you haven't checked that it is an integer, there will be some error. Okay. Now let's move to the optional value. Here we have something different from the JavaScript. Maybe in the JavaScript, if you want to create like an optional value, maybe in here you can say like input something and then you say equal something like empty string or 0 or something like that. But in the TypeScript, you can create the optional value by just put the question mark here. So you can put or not, it's up to you. But if you put it, the data type must be string or must be array, and the array of any. Okay. And example here, because it's optional, it's okay to call the function without parameter, and you can put undefined, and you can put the array, or you can put the string because they can accept all of that. Okay, but in case you put the number, because they don't accept the number. Okay, and if you put the null, they don't accept the null, so there will be the error. Okay, this is the optional value. Let's see, move faster. Go to the function. If you have a function like an arrow function like this, the function accepts two parameters, a and b. Both of them must be the number, and this one they define the return type. ក្នុងករណីនេះយើងមាន function 2យើងមាន function មួយដែលដាក់ parameter 2 a b ហើយអាកន្លែងចុច2នេះ number នេះគាត់ន័យថាវាជា return data ដែលត្រូវ return ចេញវាន័យត្រូវតែជា number ដែរ so you have the function add here you input two number and a plus b. Okay, I think they wrote wrong code. Oh, anyway, we have this concept, and the return function must be the number. So you have to follow the rule. If you don't follow the rule and you put the string inside the function, there will be the error as well. Okay. And also, when you accept or when you receive the return value, if your function return the number and you accept the number type, it's okay. But in case your function return number and your variable only accept the string, and there will be some error like this. Okay. And now move to the array. I already explained before. We can declare the two different ways like this. Okay. But if you see this, there is something different like the number, null, and undefined. It means like in the array, they can accept three different data types. One, number, second, null, and another one is undefined. Okay. So in this array, they can accept three different types. And also in this another method of the array declaration, you can do it like this. Okay. It's simple like this. When they accept only the number, you put the number. But when you try to push the string into the array, there will be error. Okay, it's very, very strict. Okay, for the object, there's two ways actually to create the object. Maybe if you just put it with the data type object like this, okay, you can put any value, any property inside the object. But if you declare your object with the specific property like this, you cannot put something else. Like here, you can see you accept only the ID. When you put the ID and the and the name, there will be error. Okay. Let's see here. This one is the tab I already explained. It's a new one in TypeScript. Actually, you cannot find it in JavaScript. The tab is they declare with the variable e here, and they say they can accept ID, name, and points. And point is the optional. Okay, you can put it or not. It's up to you. But when you declare the variable with the tab e, it's okay. You can assign the variable like this with ID name because the point is optional. But in this case, you declare another tab with f, with the variable f, and you create an object with the tab f, and you put the value like ID, name, and point, but they have some error. Can you tell me why it has the error? Anyone? Mấy cho nó error chẳng?
Because it have undeclared variable
Where?
or point.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's right. In the tab F, they don't have the points variable or the point data type. I mean, if they put like the point here, even it's optional or it is the required one, it's okay. There will be no problem. But inside the F here, the tab F here, they don't have the point variable to be accepted. So that's why it's error. Okay. Okay, and another one is about the object, because actually the object they contain two important parts, like the key and the value. So you can specify the object key as well, not only the value. Here, they define the key. The object key is the number, and the value is the string. So it's okay when you create an object and you put like the value or the key as the number and the value as a string, it's okay. But when you apply the string as the value, because your original data type is number, but when you put the string as the key, it's error. Even you have the correct assignment with the string as the value. Okay, and this one they have the error. They have the correct assignment for the key, but they have the wrong assignment for the data type for the value. So this is string, but they assign the value. So that's why there's an error. Okay, and the other map, they just change the key as a string and the value as a number. The same concept. Okay, I hope you understand that. You can take my document here, and you can try to test it on your computer for yourself to understand better. Okay, and another one is the class. It almost exactly the same as the JavaScript. As you can see, you have variable and you have the default value and you have the function like this. And when you declare your class and you want this variable accept only the full class, here you have the full class. So when you want to accept only full class, you have to define the class tab here in front of the variable, and then you can assign this class object into this variable. Okay. So in the function, in the method or function, if there is no, it's not the return function, you can return with the void like this, void. Okay, you can return like this. But if it is the return function, you have to define the data type for the return function, for the return value. Okay, you have to follow the rule like this. And also you can see the example. I think here they already have the test for you. You can try to follow that. Okay. And the final one is the interface. Interface, it's kind of it's similar to the tab, but it's not. You can in some case you can replace it with that tab that called tab. Okay. វាស្តៀងទៅនឹងអា tab មុនណាប៉ុន្តែវាមិនដូចគ្នាវាប្រើក្នុងករណីinterface នេះវារៀងមួយយ៉ាងផ្សេងមួយទៀត interface here basically as you know when you learn the Java in the OOP concept you create the interface as the abstract class and with the abstract methods, something like that. But in this case, when you create like the interface here, and you declare with this name, the interface called updatable, and you have the data type T here, but actually they have the name, but I don't remember. Sorry. You can see they have the T here. The T here is not the data. It's not a specific data type. It could be any data type that you input into. Okay. Example, you declare this class and you implement the updatable, and when you put the boolean, all of this will become the boolean. Okay. All T here will become boolean. If you put string here, all T here will become string. អូខេក្នុងហ្នឹងនៅពេលយើងដាក់ boolean វានឹងកើតទៅជា boolean ទាំងអស់អញ្ចឹងបើសិនយើងដាក់ string វានឹងទៅជា string ទាំងអស់អូខេអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងករណី okay in this case we can see here when you implement this interface when you assign as the boolean type, so everything here must be the boolean. You cannot when you cannot change it, okay? But if you put it as a string, all of, sorry, not here. I think here, yeah, I think here's one. Maybe I think we need to run the code. But basically, when they define the specific function here like this, like in the variable here, it must be the boolean, okay, and also must be the boolean. So this one, the t, it's not a specific data type. It will be changed depend on the input, okay. If you assign it with the object, some object data type, they will change accordingly, okay. It's not a specific one. It's very useful when you try to use someone library and you try to inherit the interface for the class. You have to follow the rule. You have to follow the data type, okay, inside the TypeScript construct. Okay, that is what that I can introduce you, but you can learn more in the official website. You can go through it by yourself. If you don't understand, you can ask me directly. You can ask me with the Telegram. It's free whenever you want, okay? Feel free to ask me, because I think in this lesson it's a bit faster than the course. Anyway, I will guide you how to do the project. Okay, let's go to the project. I will guide you along how to do it because it is your first time. By the way, anyone, there's no problem with the TypeScript here? Everyone okay? Or you can ask me. Yeah, I okay បងប្អូន
គ្រូខ្ញុំអត់យល់ slide លេខ12លេខ10គ្រូ
slide លេខ10
បានគ្រូ
Okay, I will explain that. Okay, let me share screen. កន្លែងហ្នឹងមែន
រូបខាងស្ដាំមកគ្រូ
រូបខាងស្ដាមមកខាងនេះ
បាទគ្រូ
Okay. Okay, actually we have okay. Okay, I will explain ខ្មែរមែនតើយើងមាន object ជាទូទៅ object យើងវាមានឧទាហរណ៍ខ្ញុំបង្កើត object មួយឈ្មោះថា constant person អីចឹងទៅ អូខេ ចឹងនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងយើងបង្កើតយើងមាន object មួយឈ្មោះថាមាន object មួយឈ្មោះថា person ហើយគាត់មានឈ្មោះគាត់អីគេគាត់មាន name ហើយ name គាត់ទៅចុច2ហើយគាត់មានអីគេទៀតមានអាយុចុច2អញ្ចឹងទៅគេអានេះខ្ញុំបិទមកវិញមានឈ្មោះថាអីគេ Paul អញ្ចឹងតែអាយុគាត់15ឆ្នាំអញ្ចឹងទៅគេក្នុងករណីហ្នឹងយើងមើលអា object ហ្នឹងវាមាន key អា key ហ្នឹង this is key អាហ្នឹងជា key តែអានេះជា value it is the value okay key and value so they call it the key pair value okay ហើយនៅកន្លែងហ្នឹង
យល់ហើយគ្រូ
ហ្នឹងហើយដល់ពេលអញ្ចឹងអាកន្លែងហ្នឹងយើងប្រកាសទៅបើ key វាជាប្រភេទអីគេបើ value វាជាប្រភេទអីគេអញ្ចឹងណាចឹងយើងត្រូវបើសិនជាយើងកន្លែង key ហ្នឹងយើងដាក់ខុស data type វា error អញ្ចឹងដែរអញ្ចឹងបើសិនយើងថែមកន្លែងដាក់លេខ1 error ហើយដោយសារអី rồi nó giờ set the stream. Okay, toàn này.
to này cứ to.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, I think some of you don't have the Node.js installed in your machine yet, so let's install the Node.js inside your machine. Just go to the Node.js here. Okay, and download it and install into your machine. I already have one inside mine. You can just download it and just install it like the other software. Okay. Also, are you okay with my explanation? You can understand my English? Also, are you here? Are you not here?
With me?
Are you okay
Yeah.
with my explanation?
Yeah.
If you could not understand, just ask me directly, okay?
No, I understood everything.
Okay, now let's try something. Like I told you, just download and install the Node.js. Maybe some of you already have it. And when you, after your installation, when you just tap Node here and you enter, you can see here. You can see like welcome to Node.js version like 16.14 or something like that. And inside the Node.js, inside the terminal here, you can say like the console log, like the tabs, like JavaScript, and you can say hello world. So the hello world is printed out. Okay, so it means like you can use the Node.js inside your machine. Okay, so let's go to the next tab. I create the folder for testing. Okay, see. I create a file index.js because like I mentioned before, the Node.js built based on the JavaScript. Okay, so now we create the JavaScript inside the JS file. For example, again all over here. When I want to run this file, I just do it like okay, node dot out. Sorry, I have to go to the folder first. Again, node dot. So when you tap the command, this command node dot, they will call the file index.js because in default they try to find the index.js. But if you have different file name, you have to specify like maybe node dot maybe test.js, something like that. Okay. But if you have the index.js, they already know that. or you can say like index.js. It's up to you. It's the same thing. Okay, so you can use the node to run your JavaScript file all over like this. I think it is it's very easy to know how the node works. And another one, we have to understand the node. Actually, the node has a lot of module in order to support the project. They have a lot of built-in module. That's why it's very the built-in module that help you to work with the cross-platform. So you can find the I can say you can find the built-in node module inside here. I think. In this in the official website, you can see here in the list in the left side, the menu side, you can see there are so many modules, built-in module. Nhưng trên đó vì mình là module là cái build sắp trên vì Node.js để vì access trên vì machine mà dương mong để thử ơi vì từ tụi bây giờ nơi platform nó có vì ai ra module tụi anh em bạn này thì bây giờ nơi trong Windows trong Linux trong Mac trong mobile ấy có vì ai access module tụi anh em bạn này cho bạn việc thử cả platform cross platform bạn đó. Okay, even you go to any platform, you can access all of these modules. Example, if you go to the module like OS, maybe it's operating system, you can access a lot of property inside the built-in module from the Node.js. Okay, maybe the CPU or maybe the home there or hostname, something like that. For example, there are so many like you can access the file system like I explained before in the architecture of the Node.js. You can access the file system, yes, with this module. You can read the file, you can delete the file, update the file, something like that. Because of all of this module, they can work in all of the cross-platform. You just use the same built-in module, okay? So example, I try to use this module. Basically, you can just copy it and you can pass it here. And to make sure you can access the module, you just press the control button and you put your mouse over here. You can see here, everything here. Okay? It's such a library that something that we are going to build for our that time, for our Khmer language that time. So they build it in the TypeScript as well. So it means we can access this, and to make sure you can just console log OS here. And when you run it, you will see this is the property of the class or something that imported from that module. Okay. That's my point. Ask me if you have any questions. In case I want to access the hostname from my machine, I just use like this. I just copy and paste. So the OS and hostname. So when you run it, you will get your machine hostname, like laptop. This is my laptop ID. Okay, you can see it. Anyway, we can use a lot of module, built-in module. Like I mentioned here, there are so many different modules, but we will go through all of this module after, okay, later. But just don't worry, just follow me how to do our project, okay? We also can create our own module. Example, I try to create my module JS, okay? I just do something like okay, wait. If you have this file and you want to create your own module or your own function in another file and you want to access it into your index file, it's easy. Example, you want to create a function called hello world. Okay, hello world. And you return something, hello world. Okay. And you have to use this syntax. Export like this. If you export like this, it will be the here it will export it as the object tab. Okay, and then you can pass your function as a property of the object, and then when you get the function, you can get with the require, and you can access to the file name here, and you can extract your object inside this, the property inside the object with hostname here. Okay, and then you sorry, not hostname. Let's see my function hello world. Okay, hello world here. It is the function. Let me copy it because it is the function, and then I run it. Make sure it works. Okay, it worked. They call hello world from this function. Okay, when I click on the function, yeah, I can come here directly. Okay, so this is how you create your own module, and also I explain you how you can use the existing or the built-in module. But there's another option. We can use the outside world module. Maybe someone already built a module, and we try to use someone module inside our Node.js. Okay, inside our project or something like that. So in order to use outside world module, there's two options. You can find out. Okay, maybe it is the npm. npm is the collection of the package or the node modules. This is one of the Node.js collection. You can find a lot of modules inside this npm. You can find it. Example, there's some module called Express, or there are so many different modules. Also, you can upload your module into this maybe this collection, this website. Okay. And another one is that you can it's a yarn. Yarn is another one. It's very similar to the npm. They say it is lightweight if we compare to the npm. Anyway, firstly, you have to learn the npm, and we will learn something about the yarn later. Okay. So there are so many packages inside this collection. In order to use that yarn, in order to use the npm package, the package from the npm. Okay, let me create the folder for the exercise one. I will go through the exercise one. When you install your node, the Node.js inside your machine, actually, basically, maybe you can run the npm command here. You can say npm. You just do like this, dash version, and you can get the version of your npm here. And because we want to install the package from the outside world, from the npm package collection, basically you can just npm init, can enter, and you have to input the detailed information here. Okay, for me, I don't try to input anything. So they will create the package.json for you. to type anything, you just dash Y like this, and it will create the default option for you like this. Okay, with the name of your project, and the version, and the description, the main. It means like the default file that it's going to be run. Okay. So, and the script I will explain you. Here the author and the license or something. Okay, something there will be more, but we will go step by step. Let's just understand the basic concept here. And the script here, something related to your command line. Okay, when you want to run this command, you can just tap this test command by like npm run test. If you say npm run test, they will try to run this test for you. Okay, and they will try to run this test. This test will continue to run this. Okay, example, I try to run this. As you can see, we try to run the test command, and the test command has the echo error, no test specified, something like that. Okay, and we can have another one. Maybe we have start like this, and we just have our like node dot, like we used it before. Node dot is the one of our command line that we use, like node dot like this, but it doesn't work because they cannot find the index.js. Okay, you can run npm run start here, so they will follow the same way. Okay, they call the command start, and they call the node dot here because they cannot find the index.js. That's why it's error. Okay, now you have to create like index.js here. Okay, and then you try to run it again. It's okay. They don't have any problem when you console log hello world. You run it. Okay, you get hello world because they try to run this file through this. Okay. Any question? ឥឡូវយើងមកដល់កន្លែងហ្នឹងហើយយើង run ក៏យើង run package ហ្នឹងទៅយើងប្រើ command line command start ហ្នឹងវាប្រើជាមួយ npm ដែល npm run start ទៅអា run start ហ្នឹងនឹងមក run command មួយឈ្មោះថា node dot ហ្នឹង automatic វានឹងមក run dot index.js ហើយដែលខ្ញុំបានប្រាប់ព្រឹកមុននោះ Okay, I think now we can move to install the outside world package, the package from the npm. Okay, in order to do our project. Let's see, I will introduce you the one package called Express. That this one is the most used, how can I say? Why they don't have the detailed information here? Okay, let's go with this version. Okay, inside the node module, actually, in the package, they have a lot of specification, like how to install it, and they have the document how to install and how to use it. Okay, now you just follow my guideline. If we want to install this package or this module, you can just copy this npm install Express. Right, just copy it and come here, come to your project here. That there's a package.json here. You can like npm install Express. So you can see now in your package there's some it's this project depend on this node module. Okay, this module, this express module. The express module installed in the node module here. There's a lot of packages inside here. All of these are the default and the dependency of the express. So that's why when we install the express, we get a lot of module inside here. If you install another module, they will be included here as well. Okay. So when you install the express here, actually you can import it into your index file. You can say express or require. Okay, so okay. Then when you click on it, you click on the control button and you click on this. You can see the install module. Okay, you can use this module inside your project, but I don't want to do anything much. I just copy it. So in this module, they can help us to let us access our project through the URL. Maybe you can use with the slash, or you can create another part with the slash detail. Okay, with the slash detail like this, and they will send back something, maybe hello detail, something like that. But when you run your project again, they will open port with the port 3000 with the localhost port 3000. But inside this one, actually, they have a callback function, the successful function, actually. Maybe you can say like, okay, your app is running on HTTP localhost 3000 or 3000 like this. Okay, when you run it, when you run your project again and run start, they will run this code and the port will be open within this localhost. When you click on this one, yeah, you can see hello world, and you slash detail, yeah, you can see hello detail. So this is how the Node.js works with the Express module. Okay, but now you want to do something for your source code with HTML. I want to show you in that HTML. Okay, HTML. Okay, how can I say? HTML5 is like this. Hello, step file, something like that. You have to copy your TP file here, and you have to read the file. Okay, in order to read the file, as I mentioned before, something in the node module here. You have the module called here like this. You have to find to read your file. Here you read your file with the Node.js. Maybe you can see here you have to import the file system module, and you have to access your file through this part. I just copy all of this. Okay, and now I just go straight to the project, and we just import the module here. Okay. I remove this one. I put it inside here. Okay. Because the response here, they will send something into the browser. So instead of sending the hello world, we will send the data, the file data here, back to the browser. So for the file here, we have to access our index.html. Okay, we have to put here like index.html. So they will, when we access the part with the default part slash like this, they will go to check the index file, HTML, with the default encoding, UTF-8, and they will return, have a callback function, return the file data for you, and you send it to the browser. So let me save it, and let me run it again, make sure it works. Okay, now it works. We have hello TP file. And this one, you can use your previous TP and embed it into this one, and another page with the detailed one, okay? Just do it with your existing project. If you have any problem, just ask me, okay?
Teacher, I have a question
Okay.
about the detail. Like what kind of detail that we put in this port?
I don't know. Do you remember the project number 5? We have 2 pages, the home page and the detail page, right? So you can follow the same thing. You just create. You have to read your detail file, and you can access your detail file by /detail. Go to check your TP number 5, TP 5. These 2 files, home page and detail page. You got it?
Oh, thank you, teacher.
Okay. And now you don't have a lot of time. Just move to the second exercise. Okay. It's about the TypeScript. I create the file called, we want to create the library for our Node.js, that the library is written with by the TypeScript. Okay, I say lib.ts. Lib it is from the library. Okay. So in order to use the TypeScript, everyone, you have to say like npm install dash g TypeScript like this and run it. What is dash g? Dash g it means global. This packet will be installed globally into your machine. Okay, I just run it. When you say tsc, you enter it, or you can say tsc version. Okay, you can see the version of your TypeScript here. Now you have the TypeScript in your machine. Okay, and when you have the TypeScript in your machine, example, I say here like hello world here, because you cannot import the TypeScript directly into your JavaScript file. You have to compile your TypeScript to the JavaScript. Like I told you, the TypeScript build over the JavaScript. So in order to compile the TypeScript to the JavaScript, you can just simple, just say tsc lib. I have to get back to this folder. Okay, you just tap this tsc lib like this. You enter it. Okay, now another file is generated. Okay, so they have the same code, because in TypeScript and JavaScript the console log is the same, so nothing different. Okay. In our case, we have to create a class to support our library. For example, I want to create a class of my dot like this, and the function is get that like this, and the return is string. Some example. It just that is the example, but when you do it, you have to follow your okay. In this case, example, you have this class and you have the function. Okay, I think I wrote it in the wrong file. Let me go to the TypeScript. And then let me return something like 5, so 7:50, maybe PM, something like that, for example. But you have to modify this class again. And then I have to export my class. Okay, in order to be used from the other file. Okay, so when I do like this and I try to run the TypeScript again, when I check in this JS file, you will see something different. Okay, it's kind of the another version of the JavaScript code. Maybe if you see something like this, it is the code compiled by the TypeScript. Okay, so you can use it in your JS function in your JS file. Okay, but inside the TypeScript, I just want to give you more information about the TypeScript. You can provide the config, maybe like ts config.json. You can provide the configuration for your TypeScript inside this TypeScript config.json file. Okay, I have some default of this one. Actually, they work as the JSON format. You can apply the compile option here. Maybe the module, what kind of the module you want. You want it like common JS. Actually, they have two different module, like the ES module and the common module. But now we just try to understand the common module first, okay? And the target of the JavaScript, I mean the version. Actually, if you put like ES make like this, they will keep up to that, the last version. Okay? But another property is void. Void, it means when you have something change or you run it as the development, they will keep watching and they keep compiling the JavaScript file when there's something change. Okay. And another one is about the library. You can import the DOM library. Just import the DOM library into your TypeScript. You can import the ES JavaScript library from anything, like maybe to 2016 or 17, it's up to you. Okay, they can import the library into your TypeScript. There's some basic compiler option for you. Okay, when you compile it, they will follow. They will check this compiler option first, and then they compile this file. Okay, because they don't have a lot of different, because we apply the default compiler. But when you go to the big with some framework, there will be something change a lot. Okay, when you have this, okay, it means you already compile your library into like yes JavaScript, and now you have to create your index.js, and then you just import it here. Okay, and just like this, again to require here, then import your library here. When you click on the button, control button, and you click on this one, they will direct you to the TypeScript here. Okay. Then in this one, you can assign like my dad. So now you have the my dad class, and you can create an object with the my dad here. New my dad like this, and you can do the console log here. My dad dot get that here. What is the get that? Get that is a function here we declared here inside our library here. Okay. Remember, when you make some change inside this one, you have to compile it into the JavaScript first, and the compiled JavaScript has to be imported into this index file, okay, in order to use this library. But in this case, I want to run it node dot table call 7 or 15 minutes or something like that, because our function is returning 15 minutes, okay? So this is how you can create the library for our TP, for our exercise. Okay, I explained you all the thing about the process, how you can do the homework, because all of this is very new to you. So that's why I try to explain everything for you, and you just follow my pattern and make sure you submit with the correct solution. Okay? ឥឡូវខ្ញុំបញ្យល់អស់ហើយទាក់ទងនឹង concept ដែលត្រូវធ្វើ step by step. If you don't understand it, you just go and check the video again. Okay? Because the video is recording now, so you can check it, and if you still don't understand it and you can't get it, just ask me directly through my Telegram. Okay? Now, any question? Anyone? Any question? No question? I hope you understand what I explained today. It will be helpful for you to start with some framework. Like you can start like AngularJS or Vue.js or React.js, because all of them, they use this kind of thing. This one is very basic one. Okay, make sure you know how the Node.js work and how you apply your TypeScript into your project, into your JavaScript file, something like that. Okay, គ្នាយើងមានបញ្ហាអីទេតើតងនឹងហ្នឹង យើងទៅរួចបងប្អូនគ្នា Okay, I think everything is okay for you. Remember, if you don't understand, just ask me. Okay? I think it's time now. You don't have a lot of time. Okay. Also, are you okay with the class?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Okay, I think just take it, and especially also if you don't know how to submit the homework, you can ask me directly. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can find me in the Telegram and
Okay.
my name.
Because I haven't already a team address with etc.edu.kh, so I don't have access to the team channel.
Okay, okay.
But I will have this address soon if all is okay.
Okay, okay. Okay, just contact me directly through the Telegram if you have any problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, see you next week, and have a good day. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, bye-bye.